think Bill Belichick believes Brady is worth $30 million per year.
I know you're doing your job just asking the question, but hell no. You know, Bill Belichick is like on the field, Tom Brady, in the peak of his powers, he wasn't getting $30 million a year. And then coming off of a Super Bowl victory, he was making $16 million a year. They bumped it up, gave him some good love, and made it $23 million a year. And now, in regression, you think that Belichick wants to pay him $30 million? Not at all. Belichick looks at football the way I look at football. I don't care about none of y'all. Like, only thing that's gonna make me care is what you do. You only gonna eat what you kill. And I'm talking about you. So in an assessment of Tom Brady, there's no way you can look at him on film and say that's a $30 million quarterback. If you want to bring in other issues, ancillary issues, you need to go upstairs. Go to management, that's down the hall. Go to ownership, that's upstairs. Don't come to me as the coach of this team and say that player deserves $30 million, because I know he doesn't.
Look, man, Bill Belichick has been one of the best at getting rid of players a year too early rather than a year too late. In this situation, we have seen the New England Patriots move on from Ty Law, Mike Vrabel, Willie McGinnis, Richard Seymour. I mean, everybody. He is not attached. He doesn't have these emotional attachment to players.
Right.
If Tom Brady comes back making $30 million plus, that's an ownership deal. That's not Bill Belichick, because that goes against everything the Patriots have ever done. I think he understands exactly who Tom Brady is on the field, and there is no way he would want to write that check for $30 million annually.
You guys continue to undervalue one Thomas Brady. Like, here's the reality of what you're saying, Bucky Brooks, is that Tom Brady should be weighted and measured as any of those great names, Hall of Fame names that you just mentioned. You can't weight them the same. And that's just what it is. Is he of the mindset that Brady is worth the $30 million? Sure. But does he want to give the $30 million? Probably not. Do you want to build a future for your team, or do you want to continue to run the risk of when will it be the end for Tom Brady on my roster? So while I'll say, if I'm looking at the top guys, Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Rodgers, Jared Goff, and Carson Wentz, on that list of guys, I would take Tom Brady over Goff. I would take Tom Brady over Carson Wentz. So, yes, he's worth more than $30 million. But what Bill Belichick does not want is to be dictated to who that value belongs to and if I have to actually pay that value out.
Look, I don't think Belichick or any coach does the calculus on their quarterback based off of, there are more factors like, who can I get to replace him? Will they fit the culture? Will they allow us to win next year? There are things that Brady can do that will make him more valuable in New England than any place else. And so, again, it's really no different, in my view, than Dak Prescott. Dak's highest value is with the Cowboys, not another franchise, another team. Tom Brady, to me, his highest value, the team that should pay him the most, is the New England Patriots. These teams that are maybe the Chargers, maybe the Cowboys, whomever, that want to pony up a bunch of money for Tom Brady, I think that's a mistake. If the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick want to stay the course and, hey, we just won the AFC East again, we feel like we can get one more Super Bowl run out of Tom Brady, then he is worth $30 million.
But you don't stay the course by staying the course. Nick Saban says it so well. The first meeting he says after every year, especially when they were winning the championships, he'd get there and he'd look around and he's like, all right, guys, I want to just erase your minds because we are not defending a championship. Some of you guys weren't even here. And the ones who did it last year doesn't mean you can mail it in and do it again. And that's Bill Belichick's mindset as well. We are not looking at the comps of Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, as you said. Every coach I ever played with always had this understanding, and this is their mantra. Who can optimize my system? The plays I call, damn it, you can answer. That's it. Now look at Tom Brady through that lens. He's not answering the call because Belichick sits there more frustrated than all of us saying that's a miss. That's a missed opportunity. And he counts those. those are numbers in his head. Those are plays. That's production. So no way can you justify $30 million when Belichick.
How many missed opportunities does Belichick have? How many self-scout things come back on him and what he could have done better?
But he's the judge.
Like, he's not holier than thou in this situation. And for
the
what
judge.
it's worth, with
The judge doesn't go to jail.
with your example of Mr. Saban, the only reason why it's not the same here is because Nick Saban did not have a Tom Brady for every one of his national championships, while one Mr. Belichick did. You can't separate, for what it's worth, we can try as hard as we'd like to separate Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but you cannot until they're separate. So we can't use reasoning to say, go this way, go this direction as Bill Belichick, when everything you've done successful has come with him being the leader of your team at quarterback. I don't like that.
That's great. That is a great example.
It is nice.
I'm
I'm
actually glad that you brought up the Nick Saban thing.
I was so proud of it.
Because
I sat
you
back
two
in my
guys,
seat.
you and Marcellus brought up two things. You brought up system. I didn't want to get beat up again because I called him a system quarterback. But let's make it that point because it is because of the system. In spite of Tom Brady declining, the New England Patriots continue to win. The last 13 games of last season, he was in the bottom 6. Completion percentage, yards per attempt, passer rating. Look, man, we judge people based on how they perform. And all of that Lifetime Achievement Award that you continue to give TB12, at some point, you have to look at who he is and what he does.
There are a lot
the
of
last
very
year,
fine
he has
systems
not
out
played
there.
to the level to pay $30 million for a quarterback.
Okay, and you may be right. I'm not disagreeing.
No, I'm right.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want clarity.
Mustard on a beat,
Who goes in next year and does a better job than Brady and gives them a chance to win the Super Bowl?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it
Matt
does.
Castle.
No, it doesn't.
Where Matt
It
Castle
doesn't
at?
matter. Like we've seen this of late. We saw Matt Castle win 11 games in
Not a
New
Super
England.
Bowl.
We saw
Not a
Jacoby
Super Bowl.
Brissett do it.
Not a
We
Super
saw
Bowl.
Until
Jimmy
they win the Super
Garoppolo
Bowl.
do it.
We will
and
not-
look,
Y'all don't know
here's
what
the thing
y'all
about the Super Bowl, because we keep bringing up the doggone Super Bowl. The last Super Bowl they won is because that top defense
Thank you.
kept
No,
the
the
Rams
last
down.
Super Bowl
And the
they
reason
won, Tom
why
Brady
the
was still
Patriots
their
were relevant
quarterback.
this year
But
was
he
because
still-
of their defense.
Tom
Let's
Brady
give
was
it to Tom
interceptions and
Brady.
touchdowns. What you
All
talking
of
about?
these
Tom
credit.
Brady was your quarterback for the
He
Super
took the
Bowl
snap.
winning team.
He took the snap. So we want to give credit for people
on,
taking the
man.
snap. He
If
took the
that's
snap.
the case, then
He took
San
the snap.
Francisco would be the Super Bowl champs this year.
And they almost
Y'all need to
were.
stop
He
that,
just took
man.
the snap.
I'm not digging in that hole.
Y'all need to stop.
Once again, let's have a little history lesson here.
Stop.
When Jerry Jones was faced with his issues when they were dynastic, he decided to bet on his players. And so Jimmy Johnson and him parted ways, and he bet on his players, and it worked. So
One
now
year.
Bob Kraft may be sitting there saying, I'm going to bet on my coach. This is the long game.
Yeah.
You had the players in place.
And he has a system
There's
in place.
a ton of
he turned a
systems out
six-rounder
there.
into a GOAT. You
There
think he's
are
sitting there
a ton of
hostage?
great system
You think
coaches
he's
out there
hostage
that
to
have
Tom
not won a
Brady?
championship.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.